Welcome, everybody. Welcome. This is Podcast America and another episode of The American Dream. Today, we're going to be talking about Usha Vance. I actually don't know what her maiden name is, but we'll find out in just a second. We're going to be talking about Usha Vance. If you don't know who Usha Vance is, she is the wife of Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance. Usha Vance is Indian American. I believe she's first generation in the U.S. She is born in the U.S., or she was born in the U.S., and she's received prestigious education. She's an accomplished attorney, and now she's the wife of a vice presidential nominee. Wow, talk about living the American dream, right? Anyway, we're going to find out all about Usha Vance today and how that dovetails into the idea of the American dream, how her life and her story dovetails into the idea of the American dream. Because we've talked in other podcasts, for example, of whether the American dream is something that is real or is it just a myth. And here is a real life example. Okay, before we begin, everybody click that subscribe button, and also very important next step, please also click the bell next to the subscribe button and select all. By doing that, you will for sure know when we upload future videos. YouTube will not show you future videos we upload unless you click the bell and select all, so make sure you do it. Okay, so today we are going to talk about Usha Vance, and we're joined by our correspondent and friend Kalyani, who has the info, the details about Usha Vance. We're going to have a conversation about her, but first let's welcome Kalyani. Kalyani, how are you?
Hi, Ben. Yes, I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm really excited to talk about this amazing lady, Usha, and let's
So her name
show
is
our
Usha. Usha, not
Yes,
Usha.
it's Usha.
Usha. That's a Indian. It's a very Indian name.
It is.
Is it a common Indian name?
Very common. Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you know what her maiden name was?
It's Usha Chilukuri Vance.
Chilikuri.
So Usha,
Okay.
yeah, Usha is her first name.
Yeah.
Chilukuri is her surname, and Vance is, of course, her husband's name.
Her married name. Okay. So she is. Let me ask you this. She was born. I know she was born in the U.S., but her parents were not born in the U.S., right? Like her parents are from India.
Yes. So her parents, they were born in Andhra Pradesh, which is in the southern part of India.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if you have heard about Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard of the area. I don't. Obviously, I've never been there. But what is something that we should know about Andhra Pradesh?
So, like any other South Indian state, Andhra Pradesh is also very much known for its education, people being very intelligent, and they love to grab any opportunity come their way. And Andhra Pradesh is one of those states, yes, you will find many people in the USA. So a lot of people from Andhra Pradesh go to USA, yes.
So when did her parents move to the US? Do you know?
It was somewhere in 1970s, late 1970s.
Okay. And so she was born in the US. Somewhere in the East Coast, right? Where was she born?
Yeah, she was born in San Diego.
Oh, there we go. I'm totally off. Okay, she's Californian. I don't know why I thought she was from the East Coast. Okay, no, she went to school in the East Coast.
No.
All right, so she's Californian. So her parents moved to San Diego.
Yes. So if you see their name, even her father's name, very interesting, Radha Krishnan. It's a god's name, which means, but he shortened it for the other people, I guess, Krish. So they can pronounce this better.
Yes, a lot of immigrants will do that, right, to make it easier.
Yeah. And her mother's name, Lakshmi, again a god's name.
I've heard that name.
Yes. So her father actually studied from a very prestigious college in India, that is IIT. IIT Madras.
Okay. So she comes from a very intellectual family.
Yes, in fact, her grandfather was also one of the professors in IIT Madras.
Okay. So she comes from she comes from people with the academic discipline.
Yes.
Okay.
And then her father actually moved to USA to do his further studies. So he
Oh.
did his studies in engineering,
Hmm.
specifically aerodynamics. So he wanted to do his education in America, and I guess then he got the opportunity and he stayed back.
You mean he did his graduate degree, a PhD or something?
It wasn't PhD. I think it was more of a master degree.
Oh, okay. And then, so did he move to the U.S. with his wife, Usha's mother, or they met in the U.S.?
So that information is not available, but
Uh,
from what I understand, in 1970s, people will not really meet in USA and get married. So the concept of being girlfriend boyfriend was not really popular. So I
mhm.
understand the marriage was fixed in India by their parents. He must have come
Okay.
back to India, got married,
Uh-huh.
took his wife back to USA.
Okay. So then, Usha is born in the U.S. She was born in San Diego, right? So I guess she went to school in San Diego, like
Yes, she
high
went to
school.
the Mount Carmel High School.
Okay. And then where did she go to college?
Of course, she did a lot of studies, just like any Indian. Like we
Hmm.
love to have degrees. So first,
Higher
she did
than.
her BA in history major from Yale, one of the really great colleges. Then she wanted to do her MPhil. For that, she went to actually UK. So,
Oh.
which was very interesting. I mean, why
Wait, wait,
somebody
wait.
would want to
She went
move?
to. Wait, hold on. She went to Yale to study history for her bachelor's.
Yes.
Okay, so then after Yale, she went where? Where in the UK?
To Cambridge.
Okay, she went to Wow. Okay. Uh-huh.
That's quite interesting. Like you're already in USA, you're already in one of the best countries. Why would you want to move to UK?
Well,
But
but
then
it
she
is
did it.
Cambridge. It is Cambridge. I mean, Cambridge or Oxford, you would. Okay, you would. But
Uh,
also Americans love the idea of studying abroad and diversifying your experience. So I think it was a good thing. Well, it worked out for her. So we can't say anything. But okay, so
yeah, that could be the reason. Yeah,
she went to Cambridge for what? A master's?
yeah, masters in philosophy.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And then she
Then she
went
came
to
back again. She came back, and then she went to Yale Law School for her law degree.
wow. Okay, obviously this girl went to all the right schools. She
Yeah. Yes.
she's fiercely intelligent. Um, so she went to Yale. That's where she met her now husband, right?
Yes, but before that, I wanted to ask you this question
Yeah.
because I did not really understand. So when I was looking on her education, I found out that while she was in Yale, she also did teach in one of the um, Chinese universities. So she went to China. So I'm not sure how you can travel to a different country while you're still studying and teach.
That I don't know. I don't know. Unless she took some time off, I have no idea. You mean during Yale Law School? She also taught in China?
That's yeah. It was said that she taught American history um, in some universities. Some I don't remember the name. It's quite difficult. Some Yat-sen University in
Uh-huh.
China. So
Okay.
I'm also not sure.
So if she did this during law school, then she must have taken some time off from law school then. I mean, unless you're talking about the first time she went to Yale, which was during her undergrad.
I feel when she was doing her undergrad, that's the time she went and taught because
Okay,
it
that's
says that she
probably it.
taught American history, but then there's no evidence when she went.
It's okay then. It's probably during her undergrad. She probably did like a year or semester abroad, and while she was doing her studies, she probably also taught. Probably maybe it was something like that.
Possible. Yeah, that's possible. That could be.
Wow. Okay, so she's double Yale, and she also got a master's from Cambridge. She's got the degrees.
Yes.
Okay. She met. She met. Now, does she come from money?
No,
She
purely
doesn't.
from
Okay.
middle class.
Okay, she comes from a middle class family, so she got into these schools, and they're paid for probably with scholarships. Then, okay.
Yes, yeah.
So okay, so she met her now husband at Yale Law School, and
Mm-hmm.
so then what? Their 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 romance
Okay,
flirt.
so initially they were just friends. They never really thought that they can like each other and can get married someday. It was their teacher, Amy Chua. Uh, she actually
Oh, Amy
felt that they
Chua.
were,
Yes,
yes.
I know her. She's the actually she became infamous, rather not famous, but infamous for writing a book about like some crazy helicopter parenting called something about a Chinese tiger mom or something, where she was a very aggressive mother.
Yeah,
She got a lot of heat for her book. Okay, so anyway, she was a Yale law professor, right?
yeah, yeah. So it was her who noticed that they are, even though they come from different background, they're totally opposite, but they got some connection.
Hmm.
And she felt they would be really right for each other, and she just wanted to maybe give it a try and kind of push them towards each other.
And
And
you know,
yeah.
a lot of this happens in the U.S., especially in American universities.
Mhm,
Interracial pairings, very, very common. In fact, um, I have observed that
mhm,
Asian women
mhm,
in American universities, especially, they really gravitate towards non-Asian men. This is a very
mhm,
common pairing, and I even have said years ago, my God, that leaves nothing for Asian men if Asian men are looking to marry uh, Asian women, because so many Asian women pair up with non-Asian men. But anyway, so that's what
so
happened.
that can happen vice versa as well, right?
Sorry.
It can happen vice versa. Like Asian men can also get attracted to non-Asian women.
Yes, that is not as common though. The non-Asian wife and the Asian husband, that is not as a common a pair as the Asian woman with a non-Asian husband. That is more common. In fact, I I almost feel like Asian women
Mhm,
marry non-Asian men in America more than they marry Asian men. Or do you know what I mean? Like it's very, very common.
mhm. I
Okay, so
got it. I
anyway.
think one of the reasons I feel is could be they are looking for great opportunities, and maybe after they have already studied so much, they have accomplished so much, they feel
Mhm.
that the same level of Asian men will not really respect them or allow them to continue with their journey, whereas a non-Asian will allow, and that could be the reason.
Okay, let's digress a little bit. I think that part of it is they want to get freaky and they don't feel comfortable getting freaky with their own. I know it sounds funny, but
No.
I remember hearing a guy talk on a radio show about how he was living in L.A. in the Valley, and he would say that,
Mhm.
oh, I would just he was Armenian, and he said he would say, oh. Well, I would like to go. I go over to the city side of LA. Because LA is divided by a mountain, so there's the valley side and then
Mhm.
there's the LA side, right? But it's still all LA.
Mhm.
So he would say, so I would go. He lived in the valley over the other side of the mountain. He would go over to the LA side and he would have fun with these women and he would just tell them that he's I don't know, Italian or something like that. And he would do whatever he does. And meanwhile, he would go back to the valley and then he would have his Armenian, girlfriend. The optics were right, but he never felt comfortable having too much fun within his own group because people talked. They all knew each other. So whatever he wanted to do that was crazy, he would do it with people that were not of his cultural background. So maybe
Mhm.
there's some truth to that. That's so. What do you, I
But
don't
then
know.
you're talking about from men's perspective. I'm talking from Asian women's
Ah, okay,
perspective.
okay, yeah.
Uh, So, of course, and every woman, especially Asian women, want to grow and they want a lot of opportunities. But after certain level,
Hmm.
they may start to feel that in their same Asian group, they may not be able to find the same
Uh,
type of men they
yeah.
are looking for.
There's a
So, for the
ceiling,
hunger
maybe
of,
they think.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
so for that hunger of opportunity or to learn more or to grow more,
Yeah.
they feel it's better to move to or go towards another men who is not from Asia, from their community.
Okay. So it's extreme social climbing. Can we say that?
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Women,
got it. Okay.
believe or not, but women wants to grow way more than men,
Hmm.
and that's where sometimes, but sometimes they have to sit back just because of their family or
Right.
their,
They feel
yeah.
limited. Okay, but going back to Usha, we don't know her motive, but whatever. So she's with this guy. She's with
Mm.
this guy JD Vance, who I've seen pictures of him when he was at Yale. He was a chubby nerd, but as maybe back then as he is now, quite charismatic, despite how he looked. So maybe
Mhm.
that was the source of the attraction.
No, I think they. So, I mean, just my opinion. I feel a source of attraction was pure curiosity coming from
Mm.
different background. As she
Ah,
said in one of her interviews, that she came from a background where she never really saw so much of tension, fight, or anything.
uh-huh.
She came from a background which was really calm, composed, Hindu
Wow,
background.
interesting.
Religion was followed really nicely, like Hindu religion.
Uh-huh.
And we Hindus, like, we do a lot of things. Everything is systematic, and there's not a lot of chaos.
She came a very
Whereas,
from a peaceful, orderly family. That was her
yes,
family life
yeah,
versus his, which was very tumultuous.
yes, super chaotic. So
Yes.
that's something which attracted her. I mean, she became
Wow.
curious because she studied history anyway. So, and then philosophy. So it's a
Oh,
good combination of
interesting.
history and
She
philosophy.
she wanted some
Maybe she got
drama in her
hooked.
life. Okay, she wanted drama in her life. Okay, that's fine. Yes, some opposites attract, sure.
Yeah.
Because if
Drama,
you
maybe
guys
she
don't,
just became too curious. She wanted to understand this person.
okay, because if you guys don't know, J.D. Vance, her now husband, the guy that she met at Yale Law School, he comes from a really messed up family. Like his mother was a drug addict, and he was passed around from relative, maybe I think relative to relative. I don't know. His grandma ended up taking care of him, and he just came from a really screwed up childhood. Anyway, so so
Yes.
so she was into that just because it was so different from hers. And okay, so then they um they met, and then ultimately they got married, and then
They
here we are.
got married quite fast. They did not think a lot.
Uh-huh. How
I just,
do
I think,
how do
Mhm.
traditional, I don't know if she comes from a traditional Indian family in terms of like the mindset. Do you know? Like and what
Yeah,
what
she
would the
comes
family
from
think?
very much traditional family,
Ah,
especially when
okay.
she, both parents are immigrants, right? And
Mm-hmm.
she's the first to be born in USA. So she comes from a very traditional family where um, their religion is followed, and they of course are, like, she's pure vegetarian. She's still vegetarian, so she
Oh.
did not change herself. She still follows her religion. So yes, she came from a very, very traditional family.
She seems to me like a very sheltered, quiet, very sweet girl. Would you say that's a fair assessment or summary?
From outside, yes, but from inside, she's very, how should I say, she's really good at knowing people or supporting them.
Uh-huh.
She knows who needs what, and
Hmm.
she's there, and she's ready to sacrifice for her family. It's quite common, I think, in India that women are ready to sacrifice for their family. They find their happiness in supporting their family. So she has that. You can see that very. It's evident in her interviews or the way she speaks, that
She's
she
very
will do anything
devoted
for,
to her husband.
very devoted. Yes, and
Okay.
that comes from her parents, right? That is what her
Mhm.
parents taught her, and she is taking that same thing, and of course, teaching her own children as well.
So they got married, they have kids. He
Hmm.
uh he runs for, he's now nominated, so he's in the spotlight. He's a politician. And what
Hmm.
is, so is there any information about how she feels about his role, and how she feels about the role that she might one day assume as second lady if they win?
Yeah, she already left her job.
Yes.
So she was working in one of the prestigious law firm.
Oh yes,
That
that's
is,
right.
I think, if I'm pronouncing it correctly,
Munger told.
Munge.
Munger.
I don't. Okay, yeah, that law firm. But
Yes.
she already resigned because she already made up her mind. She want to stand up with her husband in this whole journey and
Yes.
support him in all the way possible. And if they win, definitely she want to take the responsibility of second lady and do all the things needed.
Okay, so yeah, so she worked at a very prestigious law firm. I mean, Yale Law School. You write your own ticket basically, if you're coming from Yale
Mhm.
Law School. So she practiced. Do you know how long she practiced? Because I don't know how old she is.
She's 38. She's not very old.
Okay, so she practiced for at what 10 years at least? Did she maybe practice law for about 10 years? We might have lost Kalyani. So let me just
Yeah, can you hear me now?
yes, yes. Let me just quickly reintroduce what we're doing here. If you're just joining us, everybody, this is American Dream podcast. We're talking about an Indian American woman whose name is Usha Vance. She is the wife of Republican vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance, and she's first generation Indian American. And we're going to talk about her in the context of the American dream. Before we continue, everybody, click the subscribe button and also the bell. Click the bell, select all, and that way you'll know when we upload future videos. And also, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and it'll really help support the video. All right, so let's continue with our correspondent, Kalyani. So, Kalyani, how long? So you're saying that she practiced law for about 10 years,
Y- Yeah, yes, about 10 years. She started somewhere in 2014, right after her college.
right after law school,
And
you mean?
yes, right
Uh-huh.
after her law school.
Uh-huh.
And just like any lawyer, she worked with these district, I think, district judges.
Oh, oh, that's right. Yes, she clerked for Supreme Court justice, if I recall. Yes,
Yes,
that's
she was a
prestigious too.
clerk, yeah,
Yeah.
law clerk,
Uh-huh.
and she worked with quite amazing people like Brad and John. Please pardon me for my pronunciation with these names, but yeah, she worked with them for a while, and then she moved to a corporate world. I don't know what made her to do that, but maybe she wanted to experience the corporate world as well. So she moved
Well,
to
it's
this prestigious,
well, it's much more
yeah.
lucrative, first of all.
Yeah, yeah. So she has both the experience, both that very conservative district judges, and of course the polished law firms with all the opportunities. She have both the experience.
Okay, so what I'd like, do you know if Usha was a partner at Munger Tolles at the law firm?
That's not mentioned. It says because she didn't really work for a really long time. She worked there maybe just for 4 to 5 years. Just
Uh-huh.
I think 4 years. I'm not sure if
Oh,
she can
okay.
become a partner in 4 years.
Okay, no, no, she was not a partner then. 7 years, in or out, either you're up or out. Okay, so she was not a partner. She was an associate. All right. So how does her life, how does her life sort of relate to this idea of the American dream? And here we have, um, her parents, an immigrant family moving to the U.S. And what is I feel like it's a very much an American dream story in that she's comes from an immigrant family in the U.S. She goes to the best schools. I
Mhm.
mean, she goes to literally these Ivy League school, Yale. This is like American dream, right there, right? Yale. Not only
Yeah.
once but twice, and also then is able to study at Cambridge, and then she takes these prestigious positions with the Supreme Court justice, and then with one of the most prestigious law firms in the country. She marries a guy
Mhm.
who ends up becoming a vice presidential nominee. That is like, can we say that is very much like the American dream? Like anything can happen, right? Hard work, and
Yeah.
maybe a collusion of hard work and luck. So
Yeah.
what do you think of this? Do Italians Italians do Indians look at her and do Indians look at her and think, wow, this is possible in America, and she is sort of the picture of the American dream. What do you Indians think about her?
So, well, Indians look into the situation in a very different way. Of course, she's in news. In India, everyone is talking about her. And how Indians look into this is we are proud.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Indians, we are super proud that our Indian family, it's like our family, right? We have
Sure.
already started calling JD, JD Vance as our brother in law,
Yeah.
all those things. I was reading these comments in the videos, which is available on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and all those comments are amazing, positive, supportive. So all these Indians are very supportive,
Mm-hmm.
and they are loving her. And since we already know there are many other Indians who are already in very high position in USA, so when we see such success, we are happy, we are proud. We already know that we can do it. So that fact is already proven. So not now, we know it from a very long time. Yes, in 1960s or 70s, it was like, yes, we can do it.
Uh-huh.
At this moment in 2024, we know we can do it, we will do it. So the thought process has shifted, and that's why more and more people are moving abroad, and not just USA but other countries also, and they are working on it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Indians are quite proud, uh, and they know we can do it. In coming years, we will do more and more.
Oh, okay. So she is a success story in terms of reaching the American dream to Indians.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Have you seen her speak? Did you see her speak at the Republican National Convention?
Yeah, I did. Yes.
Okay, so I just have to say, obviously we know this woman is fiercely intelligent, but
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't think that she was a great speaker, not at all. And maybe it's because she's not a litigator. I expected her to be a better speaker as a lawyer, but maybe she's not a litigator, and also maybe because it's just really scary speaking in front of all of America essentially. And she seemed very nervous. I didn't think that she was a good speaker at all.
Mm-hmm.
What did you
I
think?
felt the same way, but my reason, I feel the reason is different. So, being Indians, we are very respectful. We don't want to make any mistakes on stage. We don't want to say things which will hurt our family.
Hmm.
So, she must have got that speech from somebody, or she must have written by herself and practice it.
Hmm.
And to not do any mistake, to not put her husband's image
To
in anything,
jeopardize her
like any way
husband's
mess it
image.
up.
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
Uh-huh.
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Jeopardize,
Yeah.
yes. So that's why she was quite calculative, and she didn't want to do that. That's why she was hesitant.
Uh-huh.
So many Indians does that. Even if they are great speakers, even if they want to speak whatever they want, they will hold on. Same goes for me as well. Right now, I can speak a lot of things, but I will not.
Well,
So
I don't know that that's necessary. I don't. Okay, so I don't agree with that only because look, you have other Indian Americans who are much better speakers. Sanjay Gupta, right? Even like some YouTube stars like who's that guy? The guy that does the I
but
forget his.
working in corporate and working with politicians are way two different things, right? If
Yeah,
you lose your corporate job, you'll get another
Ramaswamy.
one. But
Mhm.
who's that?
I think his name is Ramaswamy, the guy that was the presidential candidate last time around. He's Indian American as well. He's a venture capitalist from California. I forgot.
Yeah, but I think I've heard about him, but I
Yeah,
cannot recall his name as
yeah.
well.
He
Yeah.
spoke very well. No, I don't think it has to do with the Indian background in this case, because you're a speaker. If you're a speaker, you're a public speaker, right? You're a public speaker, you're a public speaker, whatever. I think that
Hmm.
she was probably just not used to public speaking, or it was a very tense situation for her. I think that's what it was. Because bottom line, she's not a good speaker, right? As of right now, she's just not a good speaker. And the fact that she is so accomplished academically, so seemingly very intelligent, and also the fact that she's a lawyer, I was actually shocked by how poorly she spoke. Now, if you told me she wasn't a lawyer, especially a Yale Law School graduate, I would have said, okay, fine, we give her a pass. But I think that given her credentials, I thought it was just inexcusable how poorly she spoke.
That could be true, yes. So I don't know how the education system in America is. What I said from the perspective of India and Indian
Hmm.
culture.
Yeah.
It could be, yeah, that maybe she never got the opportunity to focus on her speaking or communication skills because she was way more focused on other things. It is possible, yes.
Also, like when she first stepped on stage on the podium, she had, like her hair was covering half her face. I
Oh my
thought,
God.
did you think that was weird as
Uh,
well?
it was. I'm like, I want to go inside that my laptop and fix that hair. Oh my
Okay, so
God.
that was a problem as well. So that's why, because she allowed for that to go on for a few minutes, which is why I thought maybe she just was really just afraid and shy. That could be it too. She does come off as a little bit of a shy person, like she's really trying to get out of her shell. That's sort of the person that I see in her. And if that's the
Could be,
case,
yeah. It
yeah,
is possible. But she is young. She's just 38.
yeah.
I don't think she got a lot of opportunity to speak in such big forums. So it is
That's
possible.
that, of course. No, I mean, really, what can prepare one to be able to speak eloquently at a political convention like this at that scale? For knowing
Mhm.
that the whole country is going to be watching you, and it's just the beginning too. So and for the whole
Yeah.
pressure of first impressions. But okay, so we can
Yeah.
agree that she did not do well. I think also like the hair thing. I think that okay, let me ask you this. Do you think she's an
Mhm.
attractive woman?
To me, no, not really.
Okay. Do you think that despite you not thinking she's attractive, do you think to the general public, do you think she comes off as attractive or average or not attractive?
Um, uh, since I call myself Indian and I don't really link myself to any state, I felt that she's not attractive. I mean, she could have done better with her way of posture, walking, her hair,
Hmm.
dressing, everything. But for
Hmm.
others, other Indians who do not really think or go in such details, Indians,
Hmm.
they might just like her just fine. But when it comes to
Okay.
American, I'm sure they may ignore her looks, thinking, okay, she's Indian. So she has that advantage.
Yes. I don't think she's bad looking. I think she's slightly better than average looking, but I do think that she definitely, and this will change, I guarantee you, if her husband does in fact become vice president, if he does in fact become VP, it will change. She is going to have a stylist. She really needs a stylist at this point. She's not an unattractive
Yeah,
woman. She just needs to be styled better. That's all. She needs better styling. Uh,
I do agree. Yeah.
yes.
I think she did not really know how to pick up her dresses. They were not really right dresses to be worn on that stage.
Now she I think she did look good in the color she was wearing. Now you guys might be wondering, why are we talking about how people look and what they're wearing? You have to understand, in American politics, optics are so important, and we can say all day long, oh, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's what you bring to the table. Okay. However, once again, when it comes to American politics, it's not enough that you've got the goods. You need to look a certain way as well, especially in
Same with
the
Indian
television and
politics,
social media
actually.
age. Huh?
I'm so sorry to cut you. Please go on. So sorry.
No, no, no. What were you saying?
I'm saying the same goes with Indian politics also. We need to
Yes.
look in a certain way
Yeah.
to be to be in that place.
It's just the nature of politics. You're always in front of a camera,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yes.
so we hope that she'll get properly styled. I think she's got enough. Look, she's got enough to work with. It's like, some people you're like, oh, I don't know. Even if you got the right stylist, I don't know. With her, I know that she'll be good once she gets the proper stylist. So uh
I do agree with her that yes, she just needs some polishing with
yes.
her, of course, way of speaking, looking, and everything, and a little bit of training, and she's all ready. Yeah.
And what's really interesting though is, so when we think about the American dream, of course, we like to think big. So when
Hmm.
Indians think about living the American dream, I mean, what is to Indians? the American dream? I mean, I'm sure it's not like, oh, you got to be the vice president or the wife of a vice president or anything like that. But at a certain level, there's an amount of success that embodies the American dream. So, what do you think that is for the typical Indian who might want to move to the U.S.?
So I'm not sure if what am going to share is really the truth or not, but this is what I have understood
Hmm.
from my experience, from my knowledge,
Yes.
uh, that for Indians, America is a place full of opportunity.
Yeah.
So Indians already know they are quite intelligent, they are capable. But since India is a highly populated place, and the geographical land is also not much, so there's not a lot of space or opportunity for us. We have a lot of ideas, great ideas, but we don't have the space to implement, or we don't have enough investors to invest.
Hmm.
And that's when Indians know that they, if they can move abroad where they have those resources, where they can apply their ideas, they can work hard, they can achieve that. Whereas in India, even if they work hard, they do everything, they're not able to achieve that. So they're simply moving to those countries like America to get the right resource, to be able to have the space to work and achieve that dream. So yes, um, that's how I look at American dream.
Is that you can put in that effort in your home country, but you guys feel like the chances of getting good results are slimmer than if you applied the same effort in America. Is that kind of what you're saying?
True. If I have to give an example, say Indians create applications like right, left, right, and left, like great applications, right? They don't take a lot of time to produce a new application. Like for Clubhouse, we already have Indian version of Clubhouse
Hmm.
already.
Hmm.
Uh, so it happens quickly. But the thing is, uh, there's not a lot of investor to pay for that, right? We want profit out of my hard work. Anybody does that, right?
Hmm.
So there's not a lot of profit. If the profit happens, it happens in rupees. So uh, uh, it's like
The
you are
upside is
just growing
slim.
one
The upside
step.
is small. The upside is
Yes.
small.
Whereas
Yeah.
if they go abroad
Hmm.
and if they just apply 30 percentage of their abilities, they are
Hmm.
going to earn in triple or 10 times more.
I gotcha. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense. No, you're right.
and since they have belief, they have trust, they have their family system, they have their community, and they're so close knitted that it's quite easy. Once they go there, they just have to work hard and they can achieve it. So they didn't really have to worry about other things. A very good example of, I hope you already know, there's a lot of Sikh community in uh, USA as well as in Canada.
Hmm.
Sikh community is nothing but the Punjabis.
Oh, see.
With the
Oh,
turban,
okay. Uh-huh.
Punjabis,
See. Okay.
mm, the Punjabis with the turban.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So these people, they already have a very beautiful, strong community. If you have gone to any Gurudwara, you will understand that. So they support their community members so much. So if anyone wants to go abroad and try their luck, all they have to go to just reach that country, for
Hmm.
example, America, and
Hmm.
they know they will get all the support they want. And that's why for them, American dream is something achievable, and they want to achieve it, and they want to keep trying it. They don't want to give up on it.
Hmm.
I don't know if I made
No,
sense.
you make sense
Can you
because
can you
I
uh-huh.
think a lot of people want to, okay, let's take the word American out of it. Everybody wants to achieve this dream, but the reason why
Hmm.
you there is this concept or this idea of the American dream is because one can have this dream of whatever they want a certain amount of success, this, that, and the other. But the why the word American is in that phrase dream or the word dream, why the word why the excuse me, why the American dream is a phrase that is so popular is because while you can have this great big dream, I feel like the ceiling is much lower in other countries, whereas somehow the dream can sort of expand and grow and become exponentially somehow bigger in America. So that being the case, that things are exponentially bigger in America, even if you dreamt from a scale of 1 to 10, even if even if you reached 5, your 5 in America will be a lot more plentiful and abundant than your 5 in another country. Does that make any sense?
Correct that, and as well as that in America we already have our community to support.
Okay. And plus, right.
That
And plus,
yeah,
you have the support of your own people being such a diverse country. Like you already have a bedrock in America, your foundation, because there's a bunch of other, in your
yeah,
case, Indians, to sort of
yes, and
incubate your growth.
yes. So that's why it is all that's why all the most
Ah,
possible for
yeah.
us, and that's why they all want to go to USA or America uh, rather than other countries.
You make a really good point, and that is for anybody who wants to live out the American dream, you can come to America and know there's already other people from your country, from your background, that can be your bedrock, that can be your foundation, that that can help you. Versus like you don't necessarily, and you don't really hear this very much. Like, oh, I'm going to go to like let's say in a like as an Indian, if you were to say, oh, I'm going to go to another country, and I'll know that there's already a bunch of Indians there who are already successful, who are going to help incubate my dream. You don't get that so much as you do in the U.S., right? Because there's already, it's like there's so many seeds already planted in the U.S. You just got to go and water it, so to speak.
Yeah, and that's make them feel safe, and they know that they will find somebody. It's not a big deal. They can just simply go to a gurudwara or a temple, and they'll find somebody, and they can start having the conversation, and they can
Right.
lead to getting a job or anything.
And I think that in America, especially amongst immigrants, there is that unifying experience in that if you're new to the country and you reach out to people from your own country in America, there is this understanding that, yes, it's hard in the beginning. We've gone through that and we're happy to help you and guide you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's actually strange. I don't know. I've seen this even my friends, they all have experiences that we Indians, when we are in India, may not support as much because we all know that we are in India, we have our families, everybody here. So we
Hmm.
may not support each other as much because we all know we have our support backbone. But when we go to a different country, we know that yeah, we don't have that support there, and automatically we want to help each other.
That you say it again. I'm sorry, you cut out.
Yeah. So I have seen this, I've heard it from people who have lived abroad or living abroad. And when we are in India, since we already know we have our backbone, we have our supporting system here. So we don't really bother to go outside our way to try to help each other. But when we go to a different countries, we already know that no, there's not a lot of support. And that's why all Indians come together and they want to help each other and try to
Okay.
support each other.
Okay, so that makes sense. Where the bonds between each other may be weaker in your own country, but outside of your own country, like in the U.S., those bonds suddenly become strong.
Yes, it
Okay,
does. Yes.
that makes a lot of sense. So, in other words, we can maybe even say that part of reaching the American dream is the idea that people, not non-Americans, but immigrants help other immigrants in order to reach the American dream. And
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
all right, all right.
We have that trust. We have that belief. Even if we have never met them, they will definitely help us. So we have that thing.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense actually. Yes, very, very well stated. You know what? I think that our phones, Google, something is listening to our conversation, Kalyani, because all of a sudden I'm served up all these articles on online now about Usha Vance. I swear they're listening to us. Somebody in Silicon. Has that's happened to you, right? You know that's a thing, right? That your phone's
I
listening
know,
to
yeah,
you.
I know this. It's a thing, yes, and that's
Yes.
why there are many times I just switch off my internet
Mhm.
and go to sleep.
Okay. Yeah, they're listening because all of a sudden I got all these articles. They're showing me all these articles about Usha Vance.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
are. They are
they're listening.
intelligent.
They're listening. I will say this one thing. Usha has a gorgeous smile. She has such a beautiful smile and she has gorgeous teeth. She looks
Mm.
great when she smiles. Really.
That she does, yeah.
This is a very American thing, is because we're really into smiling. Like smiling is so important to us, right? That's why we have even this thing called the American smile. But anyway, she's
Mm.
got that down. Her smile is gorgeous. And also we're very much into teeth, and her teeth are beautiful. So she is like spot on with the smile. Very good.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's wrap up. I think we've got a good idea now about Usha Vance. I liked that you helped us connect it to her background, her story with the American dream and the vision for the American dream amongst other Indians. Thank you so much, Kalyani. It was a real pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Really, really happy. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, same here. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. You're still here. It's the end. So I'm assuming you enjoyed this podcast as well. So please give this video a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. And also please subscribe. Click that subscribe button. And also very important next step, click the bell next to the subscribe button. And that way YouTube will show you future videos we upload. If you do not click the bell and select all, very strange, but YouTube will not show you future videos. So make sure you click the bell after you click subscribe. Click the bell, select all, and then you're set. Thank you so much for joining. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys, and we look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.